All right, hello everybody. We are going to learn today how to say I speak X language or I speak a little whatever language. And I'm going to tell you in several languages, but I have to cut it shorter because I had too many and it made it too long. So we're going to try to shorten this up a bit. We're going to start with French because that is it's actually my second language and it's the one I know the best, so we'll start there. All right. In French, how do you say I speak? It's really easy. A lot of people know it. Je parle. So je is I, parle is speak from the verb parler. Je parle. We're going to say anglais, English. So je parle anglais. Pretty straightforward. Now, if we want to say I speak French, je parle français, which is French. So I speak French. Je parle français. Now, this little guy here means that this is a soft C. So it's not a k sound, it's a s sound. Français. Okay? Je parle français. Français. Now, we don't add the they kind of drop some of the sounds at the end. So je parle français. So if you wanted to say a little bit, how do you say a little bit? Je parle un peu de français. Now there's a little trick to this here because what happens is, let's say we want to say je parle un peu d'anglais, and so it's going to be a little different. So je parle un peu, and what's going to happen is on your de, because anglais starts, this is a consonant, but because d'anglais has a vowel, it's the apostrophe. Je parle un peu d'anglais. Okay. All right. Now let's go to Spanish. So in Spanish, yo is I, but it's a little optional. So you can say yo hablo español, but you can also just say hablo español. And it sort of depends. It sort of depends on if you want to put some emphasis on I. So, for instance, if you brought up the subject of speaking languages and you want to say, I speak Spanish, yo hablo español. But if somebody asks you, ¿hables español? You might say, sí, hablo español. All right. So basically, this just puts more emphasis. You can kind of drop now. In French, you don't really drop your pronouns very often at all. You're going to have those. But here, it's more optional. Okay, so how do we say a little? So, hablo un poco de español. So, un poco de, a little. You can also say, if you want to say even less than that, hopefully I'm spelling it right, poquito de. So you can say hablo un poquito de español, or hablo un poquito de inglés, or hablo un poquito de francés. I always say mi francés está mi mejor idioma. French is my best language. Okay, as it is. Okay, so that's Spanish. So now let's go to, what do we have here? I have them written down here. So we did Spanish. Okay, I want to go to, I did so many of these and I have to cut it shorter. Japanese. Let's go to Japanese. So how do you say, I speak Japanese? I speak English. So, watashi wa is basically I. Now, this is a particle. It's a grammatical particle which does not translate. Wa means basically what we're saying is subject. You're identifying the subject of the sentence. Watashi wa. Okay. So watashi wa, and again, I put it in parentheses because it's a little bit optional. Watashi wa eigo, and this is sort of like a ng in the back of your mouth type of thing. Eigo, English. O, and this is another grammatical particle which indicates object. So this indicates that English, is the object. So, watashi wa engo o hanashimasu. Now I'll write this out in the comments in the proper characters. I'm just giving you the anglicized. Watashi wa engo o hanashimasu. And if you want to say a little, you use this word here, skoshi. All right, so we can say, I'm just going to do this, eigo skoshi o hanashimasu. Okay, and notice this is speak, and that's your verb, and your verb goes at the end of the sentence in Japanese. Pretty much a lot, most of the time. So, eigo skoshi o hanashimasu. I hope that's right. I'm trying to think. Eigo skoshi. Let's see. Watashi wa skoshi eigo. Actually, that might be the opposite. Because if you did watashi wa skoshi eigo, oh yeah, I probably should go right there. Okay. But you get the idea. Okay, so you can say, for instance, I had this more organized the first time, but it was 25 minutes long and I couldn't do that. So, watashi wa skoshi eigo o hanashimasu. Watashi wa skoshi chugoku go hanashimasu. That's Chinese. Or watashi wa nihongo no hanashimasu. So that's a good one to know. Watashi wa skoshi. Watashi wa skoshi nihongo, which means Japanese. Nihongo hanashimasu. And the go means language. And you're going to see that in a few languages. You're going to see that in Japanese. You're going to see something like that in Chinese. You're going to see something like that in Russian. Okay. All right. And so let's go to Russian. Let's go to Russian. So we're going to do Russian. Okay. Russian. So, yeah. Gavaru. Yeah, gavaru. Gavaru. Basically, gavaru. Yeah, gavaru. Po anglitsky. So, Po an I hope I'm doing this right. Angliski. Po angliski. Po angliski. So it's po angliski. Angliski. Po angliski. Okay, that's English. Well, that is English. Okay. So if you want to say I speak Russian, я говорю по-русски. По-русски. This is a sort of a, I didn't do it very well. And that is Russian. Now, like I said, in this goal means language. Well, this po means language here too. I told you you're going to see something a little like that in Russian as well. So now if I want to say I speak a little, я немного говорю. And по-русски or по-французски, по-испански, and so on. Okay? All right. How are we doing? I only maybe want to do one more. Some of these were interesting, but took too much time. Let's do German. All right. So we're going to do German. So ich spreche English. Pretty straightforward, right? What if you want to say a little? Ich spreche ein bisschen add your language. Now you could say ich spreche Deutsch, or ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch, which is what I would say. Okay. One more. And I think we're going to do Japanese. We're going to do Chinese. And whenever I do Chinese, know that it is Mandarin, because that's the only one I know. So, okay. So, in Mandarin, let me find it. Like I said, I had them all written down here. All right. 我说英语. Now, just like the go in Japanese meant language, just like po in Russian meant language, you does too in Chinese. 我说英语. You can say 我说is this shuo, I think that's right. 中文, which is, I think this is right. 中文, Chinese. Now, what if we want to say a little? 我会说一点. 我会说一点 fill in the blank. So 我会说一点中文. 我会说一点中文. 我会说一点西班牙语. 我会说一点英语, and so on. And again, I'll write the characters in the comments. I just wanted to anglicize it here. So we're about at 15 minutes, and I'm going to quit here. I've got pages everywhere. But I hope that was kind of interesting to you. It's sort of straightforward in most languages to say I speak blah, blah, blah. But I thought you might find it interesting.